welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then welcome. My name is Maddie and today I'll be sharing my top 5 most anticipated scenes for Fruits Basket the final season. I actually meant to do this video a long time ago, well more like a few weeks ago. I meant to do it had been on my mind, but I completely forgot to do it. The other day I was just thinking randomly and I was like, oh my god, I have not filmed or uploaded my top 5 anticipated scenes in Fruits Basket Season 3 yet. And by then, episode 1 had already come out. I was like, how did I forget? Like I've been saying for a few videos now, my whole life has been so busy lately. That's why I forgot. It just wasn't a thing on the mind. There was just so many other things on my mind that I forgot. And I wanted to do it because for Season 2 I did a most anticipated scene, so I thought it'd be nice to come back for Season 3 and share my most anticipated scenes that are going to be in this season. So even though it's a little late, we're going to do it anyway. I mean, only the first episode is out, so it's not too late. There's still time, but you know, it would have been nice to do it before the season started, but oh well. So I'm really excited to do this video. I have a lot of scenes that I'm looking forward to in Season 3. This is the season that I have been most excited for because it will cover the ending, which the original anime never adapted. So once again, this is going to be newly animated scenes, so that's a particular reason why I'm really excited to see them. And while making this list, it was really hard not to list every single Kyo and Tohru scene because, quite honestly, I do have Kyo and Tohru scenes on my list, of course, but if I could, I would just list all of their scenes as my most anticipated, but I wanted to be more diverse, so I threw in scenes that don't have to do with them, but man, I'm looking forward to every single Kyoru scene, for sure, because they're my favorite ship ever. And before we do get into the list, I do want to warn you that I will be talking about spoilers because I will be discussing scenes from the manga that I am excited to see, and in that case, there's going to be spoilers because none of these things have been animated yet. So if you don't want to be spoiled, if you haven't read the manga, you're anime only, and want to experience everything for the first time in the anime, don't watch this video because I really would hate to spoil you, so I'm sorry, but I will have more Fruits Basket related videos out in the future that won't be spoilery. These are in order from least anticipated scene to most anticipated scene. Of course, I'm anticipating all of them, but I want to share them in order of like what's going to be like my most anticipated, you know. So let's just get right into it. At number 5 is the scene where Kyo freaks out because he feels perverted for thinking Tohru is cute. This happens right after the sheet hug the day after, and prior to that, Tohru had asked him if he wanted to go to the store with her, and she follows up with her question by telling him that it's just really nice to be able to hang out with him, and he just thinks she is so adorable for saying that, and he smashes his head against a wall because he feels so dirty for thinking she's cute. It's the purest thing. I don't understand why he would think that's perverted to just think she's cute because she is adorable, but he gets so flustered and Tohru is so confused, and in his inner monologue he's like, she's just so cute, am I a dirty man for thinking that? And I'm like, no boy, it's completely normal feelings. It's such an adorable scene. I really can't wait for that one. That's a very lighthearted one. At number 4, I am really looking forward to seeing Momiji's curse break. That's a very heavy chapter, but I also really love it because it has so much hope for Momiji in it. During that whole chapter, within the time frame that his curse breaks, he goes over the fact that he doesn't really have a family, and he feels very isolated from the Zodiacs now that his curse is broken, which is interesting because we're always under the impression that the Zodiacs feel very constricted within the curse and that they have no freedom. But Momiji realizes that now that his curse is broken, he feels very isolated from the Soma family and the Zodiacs in particular. He feels like he's not a part of them anymore because they still have their curse, minus Kureno, but they all have their curses still, and he's the one left out because he doesn't have a curse. So he's like, do I belong with them anymore? That was a very interesting perspective to get because, like I said, we think that all the Zodiacs would be happy to have their curses broken, but when these people that they've grown up with still have their curses and you don't, yeah, you would feel like you're isolated from them. So I thought that was very interesting and really sad, because now that his curse is broken, he still doesn't know what to do with himself. He still feels lost. But at the same time, he has so much hope for his future and that things will get better and he will find his way in life. I love Momiji so much, and I'm really excited to see the rest of his story animated. Throughout season 3, he's so precious, and I don't talk about him enough, but he is one of my favorite characters, so I'm really looking forward to this one. And at number 3 is another part that is also very heartbreaking, but at the same time I am interested to see how it's going to be animated, and that is Kyoko's whole backstory. Those chapters that cover the past with Kyoko are definitely the most heart-wrenching chapters throughout the whole series. It's brutal. I will say that if by chance you are an anime only still watching this, please have tissues ready when you see that episode, or episodes depending on if it's going to be a few episodes. Please, because it's hard. I am praying for everyone to get through those episodes. I am both really nervous and excited to see them. In these chapters, it does go over Katsuya's death, and that is the part that does get me. It's just so sad to see Kyoko mourning her husband, and the fact that she became a widow so young just like tears at my heart, because that's not something she deserved. And how she was all alone to just take care of her daughter, which we see her struggle to actually commit to taking care of Tohru because she's so distraught over Katsuya's death. She comes close to just wanting to die herself. It's terrible. I don't know how I'm going to deal with watching those episodes. Like, it makes me nervous thinking about it, but at the same time I am still so excited to see them. I want to see how that part is going to be animated. So it will be brutal, but really looking forward to it. And I am also really hoping that any negative reviews that come from that part don't like ruin the experience. I am very worried about that, because it is a very controversial part, because Katsuya ends up marrying Kyoko when she's like 16 and he's an adult. So I know there's going to be controversy surrounding it, but I really hope that doesn't like ruin my experience. We'll just see how that goes. So I am nervous about that, but I am looking forward to that part for sure. And my top 2 are both Kyoru scenes, of course. I don't think we should expect any less from me. Like I said, Kyoru fanatic here. So at number 2 is the sheet hug, the part where they hug between the sheet. This is following right after they both visited Kyoko's grave, both at different times. Tohru went with her friends, and Kyo actually went alone. And he comes back home, meets her up on the roof where she's doing laundry, and he asks her about her father, which she never talks about her dad at all. And she tells him that her and her father are actually alike because they speak the same. Kyo digs deeper until she actually reveals that they're nothing alike, but she started mimicking his speech in order to be like him, because her family, at least the Hondas on her dad's side, would question whether she was actually Katsuya's daughter because they didn't look alike. So she mimicked his speech to prove them wrong, and she also mimicked his speech in order to comfort her mother after her dad died, because she missed her husband so much that Tohru wanted to comfort her by being like him. It's so sad. That is like a basic summary of all that. It's a long story, I know. And then after she explains everything, Kyo comforts her by giving her a hug through the sheet, and it's so beautiful. We saw it in the trailer. We saw a lot of that scene in the trailer, and it makes me so excited to actually see it in the anime. It should be coming up really soon. So that part is going to give me the warm and fuzzies. It's such a sweet moment between them. And at number 1, this chapter I have been like dreaming of getting animated for years, and to think that it's actually going to happen blows my mind. I don't know how I'm going to take it. I'm going to be so excited. And that's the part where Tohru gets out of the hospital and runs into Kyo, and they have their reconciliation after Kyo told her that he was disappointed in her for like being in love with him because he thought he didn't deserve it and found her stupid for loving him, and he apologizes to her because he realized how badly that hurt her. And then they have a beautiful kiss, which I'm so excited to see that. But they also have this beautiful hug afterwards. I love that panel so much of their hug. I don't have it back here anymore, but if you have seen previous videos of mine, I had this blanket that I used as a tapestry back here, and that's the hug that I'm talking about right now, where yeah, they hug after that part. It's such a beautiful part. And that's when they realize that the curse is broken, because after that hug, he doesn't transform. His curse is broken. So that's also a beautiful moment because of that. And I didn't put this on this list, but I would say that when Kyo kisses her after she falls off from the cliff, that's also probably in the #1 spot as well. I would put that part and the part where they reconcile after the hospital both at #1. It's really hard to choose between those parts. I go back and forth on which one is my favorite between those two scenes, but I would put them on equal level. I'm also really looking forward to the cliff scene. Another brutal scene, but so beautiful at the same time, because during that scene after she falls off from the cliff, she's just in her inner monologue going over all the reasons why she loves Kyo, and it just, oh my gosh. I've reread that part of her inner monologue so many times, and every time it moves me to tears. It's so beautiful because everything she says about him is so true. It's so him. Like, she understands him so much more than anyone else. Besides Cosma, he understands him quite a bit, but she really gets him to a T. I'm like, everything she says, yeah, that's so him, and that's such valid, great reasons to love him. Like, oh, those two parts, it's gonna be so beautiful. It makes me so excited to talk about it, and it just pumps me up that we're actually going to see those parts in the anime. It moves me to tears. I apologize in advance for how emotional I am going to get during those two scenes. I don't even know how I'm gonna react, but it's gonna be something. I probably am going to lose it. Well, those are my top 5 most anticipated scenes to see in the Fruits Basket final season. Do let me know in the comments what scenes you're really looking forward to this season. I would love to know. I would really love to know. I really like hearing what manga readers are excited to see in the anime that's going to be coming up, because a lot of time I can really relate to everyone else's most anticipated scenes. So please let me know, because that would be cool. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more anime related videos and anime reactions. Also more Fruits Basket related videos to come. And another reminder, I will be reacting to season 3 every Monday or Tuesday, depending on how soon I can film the video. So if that's also something you'd like to see, then you should definitely stick around. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!